Are you ready there, Daddy?
Yeah, just a little pour me in a little bit of beer, please. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Very good. You ready? Yes.
Hey, welcome to Beer Friday, brought to you by Pancratz and Hodge,
Secure Store 50.
Kid Construction,
The Eagles.
Furniture Warehouse,
And Charleston Insurance.
Hot dang!
What's up?
All right, we got a fun day planned.
Yeah, we
ahead
do.
of us.
We do.
Yeah, I gotta give it. Well, let's talk about what we're drinking, then I'll get into my stuff.
Okay, we are drinking Mosaic Pale Ale out of Blue Sky, which is a Salina brewery. Joey picked this up.
This is pretty
because
good
we were in
beer.
Salina a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's just a nice run of nice
is.
beer. The
Not
hops
too
are
harsh.
nice on it. It's not over the top.
5% alcohol.
Yeah.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, that's actually one of the better beers I've had out of Blue Sky.
Yeah.
Okay,
Deal.
so cool. That's our
All right.
beer. So what do you want to get into?
Well,
here?
I got to give a couple shout outs because my neighborhood is full of Beer Friday fans.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working in the yard and they're like, hey, Beer Friday guy. I'm like, hey, how's it going? So I want them and all of our other fans, couple weeks, mid-July, this thing's going to be off the hook.
Yeah,
we can't say too much, but it is going to be.
There's going to be a few changes.
Yeah, there'll be a few changes, so stick with us on that.
Yeah, we've got actually an exciting set of guests coming up. Not just time, but we get Daniela with the City Rivas coming up. We've got a lot of good people coming up, so I'm kind of excited.
I am too. I am too.
So, how are you doing this week?
I'm good. I had something I needed to run by you. Possible business idea. I don't know for sure yet.
Is it America's Pharmacy 2?
No, it isn't. No, we're not. We're going on a different realm here.
Okay.
We're getting a little schemy, but I think it'll work. Okay. All right.
Are we starting a church?
not that schemy.
Oh, okay. Okay. What are we doing?
Okay. So when I was in college, my buddy Kevin Harrison and I, we were always scheming, and we were the guys that got the ephedrine out of the dirty magazines and sold them to our friends for a dime. And
is that like meth? What the hell is ephedrine?
It was like
it's before my time.
It was a legal,
like pet pills.
Yeah, it was.
Okay,
we ate most of our profits, so the business.
It sounds like you were drug dealers that sucked at dealing drugs.
No, it was legal. It was totally legit. We sold for a dime a piece to friends and family.
For personal consumption. So,
we came up with it didn't exist, a fake band. This is before social media.
Like a band or ban?
Band, like a
music band.
A musical group. Yes. And so we kind of did a thing about him in our underground newspaper, which I almost got kicked out of school for.
Yeah.
That's a different story. But it was the High Sons of Elvis was the name of the band.
The High Sons of Elvis.
Yes, the High Sons of Elvis. Now,
Elvis is everywhere.
With AI and everything, you and I could do this.
You could
we could sell tickets
to the High Sons of Elvis.
And Cornwater and Zing Zang.
Oh yeah, now Cornwater and Zing Zang's gonna perform one of these years.
Yeah, okay. Maybe they'll open for the High Sons of Elvis.
That could be cool.
Or vice versa.
Dude,
how do we do this?
I don't know. I think you just type in some prompts or some crap. I don't know. They make all kinds of weird videos online now. I actually was watching. If anybody wants to watch something that'll make you feel gross on the internet more than you normally do.
Oh no!
John Oliver does a great piece on AI slop.
Yeah.
And it was showing these AI bands like you were talking about, and it's just like, especially country music, it's like undistinguishable because it's like the same four chords and the same like pickup trucks and paint on jeans and Sunday night. You know, not old country. We like old country. I'm talking about the new crap.
Yeah, we're not talking about classic.
Yeah, we're not talking about good country. We're talking about the new crap.
Jones
don't be jacking with K. Rogers.
No. We'll get another day.
Okay. Anywho, so I bet we could probably do this. The High Sons of Elvis.
The High Sons of Elvis.
I wonder what it would spit out.
I don't know.
I don't know how to use any of that.
Well, it's evil, but at my age, I have to keep up with all this stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
So,
fair. You got any other things? Big
no,
plans,
that's enough. Don't you think?
Talk about? I don't know. I figured you'd be talking about the 4th of July.
It's right here.
There's a shit ton of, or a heck of a lot of stands. A heck ton of stands out and about. You can, I guess, buy them now for I don't know how many days.
Yeah.
But they're shooting. So look at your local city ordinances or online to see what your shooting dates are.
The words went across the screen.
Yeah, there should be like a little disclaimer.
The EMS has they're raising money through a stand, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah,
because
you know,
it's like you blew your hand off with our firecracker. We got you,
and
man.
they respond. That is kind of funny. But yeah, so that's gonna be going on.
What's happening at this Strunk Farm for 4th
of July?
Yes, 4th of July.
What we normally have is just fireworks, beer and hamburgers.
Now, you're not talking, though, little Roman candles from the firecracker
No,
stand
it's not
over there.
as good since Dad died.
Oh,
so, like, we
shit.
had a whole trailer full of, like, giant, like, because he had a commercial license. And we had, like, a whole freaking trailer back in the day when he was around. And we had a fun time. But, like, that's all gone. So, it's slightly smaller stuff, but it's still pretty darn fun.
I bet it is.
Yeah,
I bet it is a good time.
that's what I'll be doing. And you just, what do you do? Don't you shoot fireworks in your front yard?
Yeah, we'll have the kids over and we do a thing. Yeah, and then Saturday we build a shed.
Like the Amish?
Yeah,
they have like a shed raising.
We're gonna have a shed raising with a bunch of hippie kids instead of Amish.
Yeah, they both eat organic. Okay, cool. Well,
so
I guess You
got any news there, real great?
Yeah, I can get the news. I've realized that's a Johnny. Is that a Johnny Carson?
Yes, it is.
I finally just got that after you doing that for like 3 or 4 months. So there is some news. So they managed to drop off a petition to block battery energy storage facilities in Halstead. It's a petition to force a vote on an ordinance. So in theory, if they would accept the names, they've got way more names than they needed to hit the minor, like the cut line. But if they would accept the names and no funny business goes on, because petitions often have funny business go on. But if there's no funny, we'll just let that go. But if there's no funny business that goes on with this, the council would then have to vote within 20 days up or down on the ordinance.
Okay.
I read through the state statute. The mayor could not veto it, so it would just be a council vote up or down. And if they vote down, it goes to the ballot, and it just takes a majority.
Okay.
So that's something we're working on. Obviously, another story we're working on, which I'll be kind of general about, there was a change in leadership in Beneficient, so we are going to see how that impacts
Oh my goodness, okay.
the city of Heston's grocery store. Maybe it'll do something, maybe it'll do nothing. I don't know. Some of the people I've called say, we're just trying to figure it out like you are.
Okay.
But I've got some interviews, so
I'm excited to see what happens.
I'd like to
here.
figure that out and see what that means for Heston.
Yeah, I am too. I bet Heston is as well. Yeah.
Let's see here. We got 4th of July. Let's talk about that. We will be talking about the Mexican American softball tournament
Yes, we
coming
will.
up here.
Yeah, we got a guy. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think if there's any other news. Have you seen anything else going on crazy around town?
No, I don't think so. I was going to ask about Best, and you covered it. So
Yeah,
that's
that's
an
and
ongoing drama
if you want to
there.
read a lot of stuff, like this week's paper had all kinds of stuff. So I would read the paper.
Read
if you
the
hadn't
paper,
read the paper,
seriously,
because
'cause
it'll
it's,
take me like 45 minutes to explain it. So that's super interesting.
It is. Yeah.
But anyway, hey, why don't we just take a break
Take
and
a
then
break?
bring in
Okay.
our awesome guest?
All right, let's do that.
Let's do it.
Here we go. Hey,
All right.
gang, we are back, and Adam, tell us about our guest.
Well, we are with the esteemed Bambi Sindate, local community legend, and we
You're a
are going to be
community
chatting
legend,
with Bambi about some of his stories and about what we got coming up this weekend. Bambi, what's going on this weekend? Next weekend.
Next weekend, yes. Yeah. Well, we have our 77th annual Mexican American Fast Pitch Tournament being held at Athletic Park and I believe Washington Park.
Yeah.
Possibly Centennial, but I'm not really sure about that. I apologize for not having all the information.
No, you're good.
But we're looking forward to a successful weekend. Mother Nature helps us out. We understand there's some rain. It may be in the forecast, but we've worked through that many times, so we're prepared for anything just about.
Just about anything.
Yeah. But we have teams coming in from several states, and the tournament. I think they've done a good job. I'm pretty sure they have worked all the kinks out, and looking just forward to having a good time and invite everybody to Newton. I'm sure some of you once upon a time came out, or you might have been 10 years old, you might have been 20 years old, and you might be one of those diehards that's been there for 30, 40 years. But we'll be out there Saturdays. Friday night they have an old timers game.
Are you going to play in the old timers game?
I'll probably coach.
Coach. Are you like, what, do they need to have like an old timers game or what?
Well, they got to have a real old game. No, I'm recovering from, I would say, past softball incidents. I just had a knee replaced and hobbling around, and you know, I'm grateful I can be out there.
Yeah.
You know,
what year is this? What year? How many years have we been doing this?
77, right?
This is a 77.
Yeah.
I started back, and men came back from World War II, and these guys left playing baseball and softball, and they went to war, and they came back wanting to play softball and baseball, and just was. Times were hard back then.
Yeah.
Times were different.
Sure.
And, you know,
Newton wasn't quite as laid back as it is now.
Newton's wasn't laid back at all back, you know. But, you know, they worked through it and got their tournament started.
That's so
just
cool.
local teams, Sedgwick and, you know, Wichita Valley Center, Salina, just local teams, Hutchinson.
Yeah.
And it just grew from there, kept growing. These, my age, we know we saw our grandfathers play, uncles, then it was dads play, then brothers, and then finally, if you were lucky enough, fortunate enough, you got to play. And this was the World Series of Mexican softball. I mean, I remember getting asked at age 15, and I had hopefully a really promising career in American Legion baseball.
Yeah.
And I gave that up in a heartbeat to play for the local team, Newton Holy Name. And, I never looked back. And there's a lot of guys like that did that. And I think they feel the same way, you know. Who knows? I wouldn't change it or trade it for all the ultras.
All the ultras in the
world.
All of them.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Now
that's a lot of beer.
So for, you know, people who haven't been out there or don't really understand, can you explain, because it's a lot more than just a softball tournament. It's like a party, it's a reunion, it's like just a celebration. Explain to people what it kind of means.
You know, you could get emotional about it, but you know, as you grew up, families moved away, or family members moved away, and back then Newton was just, the Mexican community was very tight.
Tight, yeah.
And
it's still
most of
tight.
the men worked for the Santa Fe. I would say 90% of them worked for the Santa Fe. So, you know, you saw them at work, you saw them at church, you saw them uptown. You lived by each other, helped each other, whatever. And we were just a tight community, you know, and, you know, got along with, but those men started this 4th of July, and it just grew way beyond them. And they knew it and they saw it, but they nurtured it, and they made it grow, and they made it popular. And, you know, we can claim the oldest Mexican American tournament in the United States. And we, you know, Newton's been known for a lot of things, and that's one of them, and I'm proud of that.
It is good.
You know, great railroad history in here, you know, great manufacturing, you know, and stuff like that, you know, the farmers' red wheat, you know, that made this town grow. A lot of things like that, but, you know, the Mexican community, they took this and they made it for everybody. Now, back in the day, you know, I don't want to, you know, there's a president that's trying to change history, you know, and there's no such thing as this and that. Well, Hispanics didn't get to play very much organized baseball. So they kind of started their own and played amongst themselves. And that was cool. And you know, everybody, hey, it's great, you know, they're having fun, they're doing their thing and not bothering nobody. And, you know, bringing a little revenue into the town, you know, and it grew, and it grew, and it grew. And then more people and more organizations wanted to get involved with it. You know, the ASA, USSSA wanted part of it. No, we kept it, you know. We were associated with the ASA association, National Association, and but they had set down these rules, a constitution, basically, I guess. You had to be Hispanic to play. Now,
and how is this?
Bilingual, whatever, but you had to have some Hispanic running through your blood.
Is that still the case? Or there have been some people through history who have a little bit of a not a dispensation, but a pass.
They years ago, we
because Josh Gillespie, right?
We kind of got up in tune with society. Society started accepting everybody. And we knew we had to do that, and so we did. We opened that up.
Especially if they're a good softball player, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, you still have some standards.
When we did CYO softball, we had all Catholics except the Protestants that were good.
There you go. Something like that,
So if you're a Protestant and good, you were Catholic for the Sunday.
Yeah, you were a Catholic for a weekend. You got drafted. But, so they opened it up, and it started out, a couple of non-Hispanic could play, but they could not pitch. That rule still goes today.
Couldn't pitch, yeah.
You can't be a pitcher.
Huh.
And so from there, it went from 1 player to 2 players to 3 players. And, that's basically where it's at now. 3 players allowed on the roster. 2 can play at a time. Now, I don't know what the rule is now. I apologize. Could still be the same. 2 can play at one time. The third person would have to come in and substitute. But anyway, that kind of opened it up a lot, and it kind of made the tournament even a little more. Now, we got a lot of discord from teams from Texas because, hey, no, we can't do that. Well, Texas is a little different than Kansas.
Right.
They're still going through some of that, what we did in the 60s and 70s.
Right, yeah.
So, but they understood, and they'd come up and play. And it attracted teams from Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Nebraska, Illinois, as far away as California.
Gosh,
wow.
And I'd love to get some of those teams back again. And we can do it. It's going to take a lot more cooperation and work and to do that and keep the tournament going. And for something to go this long, you have to make changes. You have to work and just update your things here. But the city of Newton's done a great job of working with us and giving us and loaning us and participating in making it a successful weekend. And the crowds, people that come out and enjoy softball or just come out and meet the old friends that they went to high school with.
That's cool.
I haven't seen you in 30 years, 50 years, Good to see you. You're bringing grandkids in. Grandkids,
Do you know who's cooking in the 4-H building this year? Do you know?
I think it's the same organization that cooked last year.
I'm trying to remember.
With the restaurant.
Carlos.
Is it Carlos Kitchen?
I think. I
Nice.
believe
Oh my
Carlos
gosh.
Kitchen.
Yeah. Carlos is a good dude.
Whoa, good food
So
too.
he does, great food.
That's great.
Food.
Yeah.
And they'll have food trucks
Cool.
around. And the committees, I played ball for, 37 years.
Jeez.
I was a past president, athletic director, just all around whatever they needed. And, we started a lot of things to encourage fans to come out, giveaways and prizes and a lot of donations from merchants that we were allowed to, hey, this is donated by a big discount store out south, or this is donated by grocery stores here in town. And, stuff like that for the kids and just always tried to make it a fan-friendly type of
event
gathering. And like I said, we've had some crazy weathers, but people stuck with us. And this year they'll have the old timers game. They'll have the ceremony presentation of the flag, and then they induct anywhere from 3 to 5 men, young men, older men that have passed into the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
And that's always an emotional and very exciting time. So getting out there and seeing these guys that maybe you played with, played against, never got a chance to play with them, but you heard about them, it's going to be nice.
Cool.
And, after that, I don't believe there's going to be a regular game to start the tournament off. But the old timers game is always a fun time.
Yeah,
right.
I've watched it. It's fun to watch.
It is fun to watch.
A lot of shit talking.
Comedy of errors. And who can talk the talk? And it's usually somebody that can walk the walk that does it. But that'll be a lot of fun. And it's usually out-of-town team versus locals from Newton.
Yeah.
So I encourage everybody to come out around 6 o'clock and catch it all. And then afterwards, one of our sponsors, the Eagles Lounge, will have.
Here we go. Here we go. This is the part I've been waiting for.
They will have. Well, now I got to get down to the
Yes, you
history.
do, sir.
Yeah. What's the event called, baby?
What's the event called?
When I turned around 40, we didn't have much going on Friday nights. So the nickname Bambi started when I was about 5.
How the hell did you get that nickname?
what is the story?
That's going to have to be another episode.
All right, never mind.
Okay.
But anyway, Bambi Land was born.
Yeah.
And so we would have local bands, or well-known DJ, and everybody invited. The whole town was invited.
Yeah.
And, believe it or not, they'd show up too. And my water bill. If you thought your water bill was high, I think I replaced several toilets. I got smart later, took donations, and had porta potties.
There you go.
Bambi Land was a great experience for everybody because you met teams would show up from Omaha and they were your rivals, but by the end of the night you were your best buddies.
Yeah.
They were inviting you to a wedding in Omaha or something and stuff like that. And there were a lot of relationships that were made and broken there. But it was all done with I think a good heart.
Absolutely.
And it grew till it just finally outgrew itself. Let's put it that way. So we had Bambi Land at the Eagles Lodge here in town last year, and very well attended. And like I said, it's like a family gathering because everybody's family that walks in that door, and that's the way we treat people anyway. But it was just amazing. It just went on, and we had to lock the doors at 2 o'clock, and throw everybody out. But so that'll happen again this year.
Don't stay that late, Adam.
Especially if you got to play at 8 in the morning.
Oh gosh!
Oh God! Yeah.
Welcome everybody out to that.
So you can show up, check out Bambi Land at the Eagles.
Yeah, at the Eagles, and they'll be selling, souvenirs and stuff.
Souvenirs? What kind of souvenir? Like get a little stuff, stuff like a Bambi bobblehead? Like
that's an idea. I see.
Next year, 2020.
They'll be selling Bambi Land shirts and stuff.
Oh my God, that would be cool.
We gotta get Bambi Land shirts.
Saturday we're going to have sponsored by Bambi Land and Eagles. Saturday afternoon it's going to be a hot dog day.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
We encourage families come on out, come into the Eagles. And hot dogs.
Cool.
Hot dogs to you. It's not going to be a hot dog eating contest, but you can come eat 4 or 5 hot dogs if that's what you can hold. Hot dogs and chips and just cool. Some of the basics. Come in, enjoy yourself in the coolness of the Eagles. We hope. Yeah. And the tournament will be going on, but be a kind of a break. Bring your kids and give them a free meal and then head out to the parks and. The swimming pool's right there that Newton Recreation runs, and a lot of kids, they get a break from the ball games, get to go swimming, and you got the park area, and Athletic Parks is fantastic,
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
It's a nice place to go.
We've got nice parks.
We do.
You got the walkway, and people, really enjoy all that.
Cool.
So, but I just. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for coming on, Bambi.
And is today your birthday?
And it is
It's today? Is it today?
Woo! Happy birthday, Bambi.
This is
So everybody who
great.
sees Bambi around, wish him a belated birthday.
Please do. Go to Bambi Land.
Yeah. Wish him happy birthday. Hey.
I'm up there in age, but I don't act it sometimes.
That's awesome. You're on the show, so
a lot of people out there they know what's going on.
Well, hey Bambi, thanks so much for coming on. We
appreciate it so much.
Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, take care. Peace, be kind.
Be kind.
Get the now.
Get the now.